Hi guys, welcome back. Mage Season 2 with me, Sid. Anyway, Mage version 3, Season 2. I'm kind of losing track of what I'm doing when. So, what's happened since we last run here? I've been doing a lot of terraforming. I built this hut. This hut has no real purpose at the moment. I just built it because I wanted to fill in this space in the middle here. The greenhouse is bushed and vined up to hell, so we've got lots of crops going on here. Lots of nice essences, and we've got quite a bit of the glowstone essence now, so we are ready to go to the next tier. Now let me just show you what I've done here, because this, obviously this is a magic pack, mod pack. Which means that we shouldn't really be able to do this, but what I have done is I've used the extra utilities pipes into a open blocks tank with a liquid transfer node, and that has got a world interaction upgrade in it. Pardon me, I'm burping and kind of struggling to catch my breath here a second. So I've got 3 of those going on, basically feeding the sprinklers up the top. Now I'm not sure the sprinklers, there's questions whether they affect these magical crops. Now the watering can definitely affects the magical crops, and the hardened watering can, which Adam came across with earlier, really seriously affects these things. So I'm guessing the sprinklers are, but they're probably not as effective as the watering can. Either way, they look pretty cool in the greenhouse, so that's all well and good. Now I have been terraforming like a boss, so you can see this is the kind of the area we have got done. The flying rugman over there is just parked out the way, and yeah, I'm happy with that. We've got quite a lot of the area covered in greenery now over this side and also over this side. And I have started building and over this side. We're kind of spreading the dirt down. It's taking ages because dirt just runs out so fast. But over here I have started planning out my blood altar layout. Now, the thing I always suffer with the blood altar is getting basically what I've done is these are the areas. The white blocks are the blocks that will be replaced by runes. These are the pillars that have to go in. And the purple blocks represent the capstone, so that would be glowstone. That's the bloodstone brick. These will be thingy. And the observant will notice that I have laid this out big enough to make a tier 6 blood altar. Now, I don't know if we will get to the point where we can build a tier 6 blood altar, because it is a major commitment. I watched Direwolf do it and I went, whoa. And obviously, with it being a world we have mistcraft, we also need to be cautious about how we do it, because what we don't want is the demon village. It can grow to a maximum of 1,000 by 1,000 blocks, and so we need to do it somewhere safe if we do the demon invasion. So this is the overall structure, and you're probably getting the idea that it's going to be raised up in the air, like you just don't care. And you will be right. Now I'm going to build the structure. I'm not going to build the structure on camera, but what we are going to have is we're going to have like pillars supporting these corners. The structure underneath will be enclosed, and the structure up top of these pillars are going to be heavily decorated, made fancified and yada yada. So we're going to have like an entire structure, and the actual altar will be the roof of that. Now, I have come up with plans to how to do my spawning system, because obviously we're going to ultimately want to get a well of suffering under here. So under here we're going to have a spawner of some description, probably soul shard based. And in the first instance, until I get to the point where I've got the tier 4 altar, we won't be able to build a well of suffering, so we're going to need to sacrifice them manually. So I've got a plan for how to do that as well, in range of the altar and stuff. But before we do that, my armour has taken a beating. Let me just show you here. I went out hunting for some materials mainly andesite, because we got chisel 2 on that, and that has added andesite into the world gen on a 1.7 world. And I'd like to use that for the main supporting pillars, but I had to go out a couple of thousand blocks. Encountered a Thorncraft mound, went in there, got thoroughly beaten up. So my armour is very heavily beaten. Now I have got spare, it's not, I've got bits and pieces of better armour kicking around, but nothing really good. And obviously we are a million, bazillion, gazillion miles away from anything really, really good. You know, I mean, I know Ellie has now got void armour. He's ditched his fortress armour. I mean, Christ almighty, I'm here in iron. But you know, each to their own, and obviously they're playing a lot on Heroes. I'm playing a little bit, recording it, and I'm not trying to run too far ahead. So what we are going to have a bash at today is Mage, here we go, Mage robes. So this is, we could do the battle mage stuff. I mean, we obviously need to do the essence refiners, but let's do this step at a time. The reason for doing it a step at a time is I decided to set myself a challenge, and one of the buildings I'm going to build is going to be a museum of mage armor. So all the armors in the game I am going to try and craft and put the armor stands in, and put basically everything in there. So I'm going to try and craft everything, and this iron armor will go into the museum for posterity as my first armor, and we'll have the leather and the other wood and all the other crappy armors. But I want to do this wee beastie. So we are going to need brown wool, we're going to need leather, we're going to need some runes, and we're going to need like a water bottle, coal, things. Now most of this we can do. The one thing I don't think I could do it if this works. Let's just go and try something. Although, how much do I need? Hang on, let me just have a look. Oh yeah, I really want to keep some of these going. Have I got any jungle wood? Have I got any jungle wood? Of course I haven't got jungle wood. So I am going to have to use a couple of my cocoa seeds. I'll get some of those another time. Let's grab some of this, and we can get you going for starters. And so that's a brown wool. Yeah, so we can get rid of you. We're going to need you. We are going to need, let's have a look, water bottle, that's not going to be in there, gunpowder, feather and coal. I've got a feather, we need a gunpowder, we need coal and a water bottle. Now have I got, there we go, glass bottle. Let's just go and top that off. And yeah, he's so far ahead in Thorncraft it's untrue. He's also batshit crazy now with all the warp, but we don't say anything about it. Not around here, not when he's about, because he's sensitive about his craziness. Likes to be called Napoleon apparently. No, I'm kidding. Okay, so I need a bit of the what colours do I need? I need purple, white, that's just bone meal, yellow and black. So purple will be red and blue if I can find a little piece of lapis. So grab some purple, we need one of those, so that'll give us the purple bit sorted. Need a couple of bone meal to make 2 white. We need an ink sac You know, I don't think I've got an ink sac anywhere. Now, what I'm not sure... I don't know if I've got a pestle and mortar either, for that matter. No. I'll just check the Thorncraft box. No, I am going to have to go and find some squids. Oh, and yellow. Yellow we should be able to do. If I haven't got one already, which I haven't, I've got plenty of yellow flowers. So the yellow is doable. Now let me just have a look. Let me look at the pestle. That is just a bowl, a plank and a stick. Bowls. Bowl. Perfect. See, there's a reason why I don't throw things away, because they come in handy down the road. So we can go, I'm going to do it here. Bowl, stick, pestle and things. That will give us that beastie. We'll try it with some of these black lotuses. They are going to be interesting, because I've never actually used one of those before. I need two anyway, don't I? So at least they fixed that as well. Let's just try those. Yep, that's fine. We don't need the squiddy ink. Brilliant. So, mage armor. Oops. Mage hood. Oh, it's not going to do it, is it? Because it's probably because that doesn't stack. So we'll get you going. And as I say, I could probably skip this and move straight to the battle mage armor, but this kind of fits with my plans to craft basically a bit of everything. So we can get that stuff off. Now I am on 7.5. So let's see, I'm not sure what level of protection this gives me, so let's have that off. I think it'll be it doesn't really matter which armor we actually. So that's a slightly lower, but it does at least not break. It recharges out of my mana. Okay, so now with that underway, the next thing I want to do is to start working on this blood altar build. It is going to be mainly stone again, because that's kind of a theme that I want in the build of this settlement town area. I also want it to be quite dark, but not really evil dark, just kind of dark, if that makes sense. Well, there's a lot of things burning out there by the sounds of it. So, what I'd have thought of originally was, let me grab a couple of stacks of diorite. I've got my chisel. So, let us go and just have a look. The palette is going to be greys, red, obviously nice blood red, because it's a blood altar. You know what I didn't get was cobble. Let me just grab a few mats together and I'll be back in a moment. Okay, so the kind of plan I've got for this, and it is only a loose plan, but let me get this, not you, let me chisel up you into that. So what I was looking to do was have I'll use the word round. We all know what I mean when I say round and Minecraft in the same sentence. Each of these corners is going to be a stronger supporting pillar, or not, as the case may be, if I manage to fluff up. It's starting to look good. I don't know whether you can see just down there next to my mouse cursor. Let me just kind of turn my camera away. There is a little blur, and that's an aura node. So we've actually got an aura node in the middle of this base as well, which is kind of useful. So we're going to have this kind of thing going on, and then I'm going to have some upside down steps. Yeah, I've looked at that myself. It's horrendous. So yeah, it's not a good thing. I suppose I'd also better tell him that we don't have Cami installed on the server, so he doesn't have to worry about it. So we're going to have this kind of thing going on, and then the pillars will come underneath here, and you know, quite a few bits and pieces going on down there. This will probably have a thing going on, but then down here, now this is where it gets interesting. The chisel added diorite, and diorite only chisels into three things: andesite, it does add diorite and granite as well, it's polished, and an andesite pillar, and this is the one I wanted. Now I don't think, no, I'm going to have to do this. So these will come down in pretty much the same way on all four sides. No, it's a sheep. And that thing, then what we'll have here is blood flows. I'm going to get a little buckets of blood. I'm just trying to think here. So the actual pillars are going to be twice as wide, like this. This is why I wanted so much andesite, because I know each of these pillars is going to take the best part of a stack. But that's fine, because this is going to be a large build. It's also going to be a large central theme. I want to get that going fairly early on, or early doors. So we've got that going on. We'll have that going on in the four corners, and then we'll have an interior wall, which will be a mixture of this and... So this will kind of come out like this, and out like this. So yeah, it's going to be quite a dark, forbidding building, and I think that, you know, that's the kind of building I want. We're going to have a lot of carpenter's stairs, so I'm going to have quite a bit of building to do. So I am going to hammer on a little bit, get some basics done, and I'll be back with you in a mo. Okay, so I logged back in to finish off, and I've finished off the build as far as most of the structural thing is, and I seem to have hands everywhere. So outside, I thought I'd give you a hand, Alex. I'm guessing that they have discovered the place ability. So yeah, I need to find somewhere to put these two hands that I've just picked up. I will deal with the rest later. Also, while I think we're on the following day now, got my new car, yay, go me. I'm going to just check around and make sure there's nothing else. Whoa, bit of a lag there. Well, that's been busy, that's been busy, that's definitely been busy, and that's been pretty busy too while I've been building away over there. Neither. But yeah, I found this as well, and if I can just, oh yeah, we're on 1.7, aren't we? So just want to say, building an awesome pack and running the server for all of us, and even I, and sure the others really appreciate the hard work you put into it, and that love the content you put out. So in closing, thanks again, Elliot. PS thought you might like a bit more purple for your build, so have some carpet. Oh dear. Anyway, let me show you what I've done. So I've extended the road round. I've I've extended you've got the path coming down here now, and this is what we've done so far. It is by no means anywhere near complete, so don't judge it. It needs some mossy stone, it needs a little bit of thing, but we've gone purple. We've kept the purple for our windows. I like that. It kind of gives it a kind of a cathedral feel. I've used carpenter's stairs here to basically set these windows back a little bit, give them a little bit of depth inside. Not really anything. I haven't done the floor. We've got a gaping hole over there. Sorry, little frog in my throat there. And of course this needs to change. This needs to be an elevator, but I've used again carpenter stairs and just cobble. I'm keeping it simple. These are going to get a lot fancier at a later date, but not this episode, because I want to actually get started with the blood magic itself. So let me show you what I have got in mind for the floor to start off with. I just need to run back to my little hobo hut, my little home hut there, and I'm going to do most of the blood magic grinding, the getting the runes and stuff. Oh no, not chocobos, no. I'm still getting with things. Right, so if I grab that and some of that, this version of chisel adds a block, and I think it looks particularly spiffy. I'm going to need more than this, but let me get those. So, not expensive, bit of coal, and you get this stuff, this grimstone. Now, if we chisel that, bonk, and put that in there, you can make all these rather nice stones. And they're quite splendid, so we'll go with those because I think they look like nice floor tiles. Now, the other thing I wanted while I was over here was 2 elevators. I need a couple of pearls and wool. Oh, these hands. I'm going to have to build a trash can, aren't I? Because I'll never need that many witches' hands. And what I could do with is a little bit of black dye. So if I take you and that, just to make this blend nicely. Okay, and then we can, yeah, we've got the dye. In fact, I don't need the actual dye, do I? It doesn't use it up, I don't think, when you colour code them. Right, let's head back over here quick. I'm going to put a door on this as well. Obviously there's no door there, but I can show you what we got, and then I think I'm pushing on in time, so I'm going to go and get the stuff together to make the blood altar itself. So I want to come here and go bonk, and a little bit of black dye, bonk, and then we can come up here and go bonk and pop another elevatorizer in, a little bit of black dye. I should now have some of that. I have, which is good, so we'll take you out, we'll drop you off. Now the other thing I haven't done yet, which I need to do, is illuminate up here, which I'll not do on camera. I'm just going to place, I will actually use blood lamps eventually, but I'll use my mage light for the time being. So that basically eliminates the need for this lot, so we can take you out of the mix. And ultimately these, remember, these are going to become blood runes, these stones here. But let us just try out this grimstone floor before let me turn you off as well. Before we go and break, just while I make or get the stuff for the altar. Right, grimstone. Now this is basically the opposite of holy stone. So it's black and it has black sparkly effects. Doesn't have any sound effects, which is nice, so I'm not going to go tinkle tinkle tinkle, but I think that will look quite nice. Again, not do that on camera, that's just buildy stuff, and well, we'll bush this up now. What's going to happen here is we're going to have some more decoration around this area, and I'm going to have a blood fountain running down here. This will be all cordoned off as well on each corners, and I need obviously to, I think it's a bucket, you put a bucket in a blood altar and it fills it with life essence. But I think that's starting to get there. So I'm going to just pull together what we need for our blood magic to get initially, get the initial starting done, and I'll be back in a mo. Okay, got everything together. It's not overly complex. It's well, before we do that, let us just zap that into place. So it's that. Was it that? That and that. Does that look familiar? It does. So we've got the blood altar. I'd already got a sacrificial knife. I made two actually, just to one for decorating the blood magic chest. And what I will probably do ultimately is bring the blood magic chest over into the blood magic room, because that kind of makes, sense. So let us go and just get the blood magic started. As I say, I'm not going to do an absolute buttload on it. Some of the early stuff, like coming up, making the division sigil, I'll do that off camera. It's just a slate which you stick it, smooth stone in the blood with so much life. In fact, there you go, 1,000 life points in your blood altar gives you a blank slate. It's not a biggie, but it is pretty important for being able to do this and having the right amount of life in your network. And hoofer doofer. So we got a blood magic. That's it. We're done. Blood mages. No. If you've not done this before, what you have to do is start stabbing yourself, which is not particularly PC. We don't promote self-harming here, and there is an option in the configs to make that an orb thingy, like a little orb, so it's not got the self-harming bug about it. Now I'm going to have to build lots of blood runes, and that's kind of a given. These will become glowstone. They need to be blood orbs, so we'll kind of push our way through blood magic fairly quickly for the tier 2, maybe tier 3, so to try and get to tier 4 fairly quickly, because at tier 4 we can build the Well of Suffering. But to get that, we're going to need to get some mob grinding technology going on. Let me just do a little bit of finger stabbing again. This will hold 2,000 full, so I am going to sit here and abuse myself a little bit. No, joking. And as soon as when we're ready to try the next thing, the next part of the process, I'll cut back. See you in a mo. Okay. I've got the altar lit while I was waiting for my health to regen. I don't think this is quite full, because there's still a little bit of movement there in the altar, but I've done it several times, so we should have enough. Oh, a creeper managed to spawn up here with me as well, hence the heart. I was lighting it up, turn around, there's a bloody creeper. So yes, this thing's definitely over 16 wide, because obviously the creeper can't spawn within 16 blocks of me. So yeah, so we'll whack a diamond in. Let's get our weak blood orb going, and start getting our blood magic on. I thought I saw some animation there. Maybe I'm mistaken. Just never really noticed those down the side there. So yeah, I mean this altar is a long way from complete. I have a lot of plans to make this look even prettier and impressive than it already is. We're going to be quite a bit of moss stone going into it. We've got the floor to go inside, a door to go on the front, but at least once this is done we will have a functional, or the start of a functional blood altar. So bind that to me. Okay, and that should be that. Now what I wanted to just check quickly also was how much blood it takes to fill a bucket. Of course I don't know exactly how much blood there is in there right now, but well, it's not too bad. So let me, before we finish up, Nothing trying to kill me? No. That's good. Let me turn my F7 off because it makes the landscape ugly. So I need, what do I need? A couple of stair carpenter blocks, and I think I'll go with stair carpenter blocks down here as well. Actually, I was going to go, in my original design I went with slope, but I'm still in two minds about slope carpenter blocks. They just don't feel Minecraft to me, because you know, Minecraft is blocks and, you know, roofs are stairs. They don't have nice, smooth, flowing, curvy things going on. So I'm going to want you. I'm also going to want... Did I put them back in there? Yes, I did. That's all excelente. Yeah, I think that'll do. It'll get us started, and I've got something to pillar up with as well, which is handy. So I'll show you what I'm going to do just on one side of this, and I'm going to do something with fences up there, I think, to try and dress that up a little bit. And as I say, there'll be some bush involved as well, so you can't go wrong with that. That's always going to work. So we're going to have this going on here with just this going on. Let me just get back down. I'm going to have to pillar back up again, but that isn't a major problem. And then around the edges here, we're going to come round like this. And I can do the rest while I'm here, because I think I've got enough to get around this one pillar. And at this stage, this is probably a bit wasteful on blood, but it's not like, I mean, it doesn't actually cost anything for the blood, you know. It's just a matter of, well, food, just when you're regenerating your life, and that's it. So we're going to have this kind of thing going on here, and then again with the old pillaring, we'll get you, and that is going to go there, and we'll repeat that around the edges. And I mean, that red against that grey just, to me, just stands out and just looks really rich against a fairly drab colour. I mean, grey is drab. That's the one drawback with using a heavy cobblestone build. Anyway, I've got the first stage. We're on our first stage to blood magic. We've got our first non-vanilla armour. Because a day has passed, I've also worked out my design for my armour and weapons museum, which I'm quite happy with. I am going to need a fair amount of dark oak, and I could do with some, oh god, what's it? The savannah tree. It's a cacacha, acacia. But it's not the end of the world if I can't get it. I can use a different colour. That's just the colour I kind of played with. But that's the start. I'm going to continue on getting that sorted and continue on terraforming around here between episodes, and I will try and get us to the point where we've maybe got the tier 1, maybe the tier 2, and possibly enough rooms for the tier 3, although that's going to be a little bit more grindy. So until next time, guys, thank you very much for watching, as per usual, and I will see you soon, and bye for now.